break it down with Jesse Weber, lawyer and host of the Law and Crime Network. He's been covering the trial. And Mark Eiglarsh, criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor, has been following this case closely. All right, so Jesse, first let me ask you, the prosecution presented its final witnesses today. Defense was pretty tough on them. What's your summary of how they did?
I think what was really interesting, if we start with Mr. Crosby, an important witness, and I can see why the defense attacked him, because basically what he said was, and what the whole theme was today, what Alex Murdaugh told this jury was not accurate. And number two, when Alex Murdaugh was a practicing lawyer, he would engage in theatrics, he would get emotional. So if he's able to switch emotion on and off like that, is he doing the same thing to the jury? Now, overall, we also heard from a lot of forensic experts who were trying to rebut the idea about how close was the shooter, how tall was the shooter. If you ask me, I think the jury might wash it all out. It's very hard to determine who's credible and which expert to believe. There were some wins from the prosecution. I don't think it changed the overall trajectory of the case.
Mark, most important thing today, right, was trying to undermine Alex Murdaugh's testimony.
Yes. But the most important thing to me was to respond to that defense witness who's essentially saying there were two shooters. And I agree with Jesse. I think it's at a minimum a wash, meaning they don't know who's telling the truth. It could be that defense expert who's telling the truth. If that's the case, that blows the whole state's theory out of the water that it was just him. And again, all we're talking about is reasonable doubt.
I've long thought that this argument about two shooters is the strongest one the defense has. I mean, two different weapons used to kill the two of them?
It's possible one person could have done it.
Yeah.
The problem
but it would have to be someone who planned it out and was trying to cover his tracks, right?
And
I mean, there's no other explanation unless one of them jammed or something, right?
Right. It's also a weird thing. How many times do you hear somebody using two different weapons? But I think the most significant testimony is what we heard yesterday, where if you kill Paul first, the blowback from the shotgun, I hate to say this, you're going to be covered in biological material, and also you might be injured from fragments of it hitting you. Alex Murdaugh didn't have anything on him. He didn't have any injuries. And it suggests that, would it be possible for him to do that? Now, one of the questions we keep getting is, was he one of the shooters? Could the jury accept the fact that there were two shooters and he was one of them? It's a possibility. There's something to it, though.
Mark, what about that? I think if they believe they're two shooters, this case is over and it's not guilty.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
No way. I love Jesse. Great theory. But I'm telling you right now, if they even discuss that in the jury room, this case is over. Yeah. Let me remind you about Casey Anthony. Jurors literally had tears as they came out and they found her not guilty. Not because they thought she was innocent, because it just wasn't proven. They still did not know, thanks to her and her cover-up, precisely how it happened. Is it first degree? Is it second degree murder? Is it manslaughter? Similarly, they need to know the facts. They need to know how it happened. If somehow they're buying that he was there and participated, well, how so? So what is it? What was his role? That is all day long what the defense is hoping the jury's thinking.
Mark, Jesse's been predicting a hung jury here. What do you think?
I think prosecutors should hope for that, quite frankly.
Really?
Their cross-examination, I thought about it. I wasn't going to say it publicly, but I've got to. Their cross-examination of Murdaugh sucked. It just did. That's a legal term, sucked. It was a fatty, non-lean filet mignon cross. I like to get in, get out. You don't take hours. You take all the highlights that you and the media are showing, you put those all together, eliminate the fat, don't allow him to humanize himself, don't give him the opportunity to look sympathetic. That's for direct examination. Cross, you slay him, and they failed to do so.
As they say, where's the beef? Mark Eiglarsh, thank you. Appreciate it. Good to see you, buddy.
My pleasure. Take care, guys.
Coming up, how did the jury react to these final witnesses? And the judge tells the jurors what they can and can't do when they visit the crime scene. We're going to talk to a reporter who was in the courtroom today about which way she thinks the jurors are leaning. Up next. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.